The New York Yankees are one of the best teams in all of baseball. You could argue they're the best team in the American League right now, and you could also argue that they have the best chance out of any of the Baby Bomber years to win the World Series. The Astros aren't as good as they've been in years past, the Braves aren't as good as they've been in years past, and it looks like the Yankees have one of, if not the best chance to come out as the winners of the American League. But if they want to ensure that they're going to stay on the top of the AL, and if they want to ensure that they have a chance to go out and make the World Series and win it, they're going to need to make some key additions at the deadline. Today, we're going to take a look at 5 different players that can improve the Yankees roster if they were to acquire them this trade deadline, as they could potentially boost the Yankees from really good contenders to World Series champions in 2024. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to stay up to date with everything going on with the New York Yankees. We're your one-stop shop for Bronx Bombers content, and without further ado, let's get into today's video. The New York Yankees needed to get more out of Anthony Rizzo at first base this season, so instead of trying to hope that he turns it around, why not go after one of the best first basemen in baseball in a win-now season? The Arizona Diamondbacks do not look like the team that got to the World Series last year, and reports have come out that their ownership group may not be looking to expand payroll, instead looking to trim it down in the midst of a disappointing campaign. Could Christian Walker, who is widely considered one of the best defensive first basemen in all of baseball, become available at this year's trade deadline? He has 12 home runs with a 127 WRC plus and 799 OPS, barreling the ball a ton and doing plenty of damage on contact. He could help give the Yankees some more thump in the lineup and deepen this already dangerous order, but the other aspect of this is what you could get from Walker with the glove. Not only does he lead all of first basemen in defensive runs saved and outs above average this season, but dating back to 2022, he has been by far the best defensive first baseman in Major League Baseball, with double the defensive runs saved of second place and over triple the outs above average of second place. He could change the dynamic of the Yankees infield, continuing to improve a team defense that ranks top 10 in various important defensive metrics. This defensive and offensive combination makes him one of the most valuable first basemen in all of baseball, according to WAR as well, as he trails only Freddie Freeman, Paul Goldschmidt, and Matt Olson since the start of the 2022 season. Walker is on the final year of his contract and will enter unrestricted free agency this winter, so the Diamondbacks could look to get a nice return for him instead of losing him for nothing if they were to continue to slump. His ability to destroy baseballs and pick it at first base could transform the way the Yankees align themselves, and they would certainly have the farm system to appeal to a team like Arizona if the Diamondbacks chose to sell. That's the big issue here though. With the third wild card, the Diamondbacks are not too far out of a playoff position, and last year, they're below 500 at the trade deadline before surging in August and September and going on to win the World Series. Let's shift gears to a team that's definitely going to sell, and that's the Chicago White Sox. Now, Cody Poteet has come out of nowhere to fire some strong outings for the Yankees as a depth pitcher in the rotation, and while the rotation has been one of the best in the league, they could always use even more starting pitching. Erick Fedde of the Chicago White Sox is having a resurgent year after spending the 2023 campaign in the Korean Baseball Organization, developing some strong secondaries, and becoming a strong all-around pitcher as a whole. He's starting to fall in love with his cutter more over his last 9 starts, resulting in a 3.10 ERA and a 23.4% strikeout rate over that stretch, and he's a low-cost arm with legitimate stuff and excellent command. He has a 105 location plus, making him one of the best command artists in the league, putting him on the same level as guys like Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Corbin Burns, and Zach Wheeler. The Yankees could covet him as somebody to supplement the rotation this year and next, thanks to his cheaper contract at $7.5 million a year. Fedde's stuff isn't overwhelming, but he can change movement profiles and velocity by going to each of his pitches in his repertoire evenly, and it's resulted in him having a 1.7 F-WAR and a 3.10 ERA on the season, making him one of the better starting pitchers in baseball this year. He mops up innings, he mixes in all of his stuff evenly, he gets ground balls, strikeouts, and he doesn't walk a ton of batters as well. And if you want to look at his numbers against teams currently holding a playoff spot, he has a 2.15 ERA, so I'm confident this stuff could translate in the postseason as well. It wouldn't cost too much to acquire him, the White Sox are most definitely selling, and the Yankees could always use more pitching, especially as they try to shift guys to the bullpen come postseason time. He may not be the flashiest name, but I think Erick Fedde is going to be a steal for somebody on the trade market. LaMonte Wade Jr. might be one of the most underrated players in all of baseball, and while he's currently on the IL, the left-handed swinging first baseman could be one of the best players at his position available this deadline. With +3 defensive runs saved and a 168 WRC+, he has the on-base and contact skills to provide more length to the lineup and give the Yankees one of the toughest offenses to navigate around in the league. Similarly to the Arizona Diamondbacks, I have no idea if the San Francisco Giants would actually sell or not, but I do know that they rank 24th in ERA, and perhaps the Yankees offer up some pitching help for someone like Wade Jr. to create an even trade that benefits both sides in their playoff pursuit. The Yankees are going to need some help in the corner infield, and he's one of the best first basemen that you've likely never heard of. He ranks in the 98th percentile in sweet spot rate and chase rate, while also barreling the ball over 10% of the time and doing plenty of damage on contact. He only has 2 home runs to show for it in 52 games, but Yankee Stadium might be a much better fit for his swing, where we could see an uptick in home runs, and as a result, even more production. There's a lot to like about Wade, as he doesn't possess many flaws at all offensively. The Yankees would be able to align themselves extremely well offensively, and as mentioned earlier, his +3 defensive runs saved makes him a quality option at first base with the glove as well. He could be the exact kind of hitter and defender to get this team to the World Series, as he's going to see a ton of pitches, do damage on contact, and play great defense. And since he has team control for the 2025 season as well, the Yankees would be able to get a lot of value out of this potential deal. He's currently on the IL with a hamstring injury, but he should be back at some point in the month. And it should also be noted, he has a .470 OBP as a left-handed hitter. Who wouldn't want this on a team if you're a Yankees fan? A team that has been looking to trade some position player help for pitching is the St. Louis Cardinals. And I think an underrated option for this would be Tommy Edman. Kind of how the Yankees traded for Harrison Bader while he was injured from the St. Louis Cardinals. Could they potentially swing a trade for a defensive wizard like Tommy Edman despite his injury? The switch-hitting infielder has been sidelined, undergoing wrist surgery in the offseason, but I think he actually has a profile that makes a ton of sense for the Yankees. He has the defensive chops, speed, and contact to be a quality everyday player all over the baseball diamond, as he provides elite defense in right field, center field, third base, shortstop, and second base. This is a bit of a risk inherently. As mentioned earlier, he is still rehabbing from that wrist injury, but he's another player who profiles extremely well for the Bronx. According to StatCast, instead of having 26 home runs over the last 2 seasons, if he played at Yankee Stadium, he would have 32, and that would certainly improve what has been a pretty mediocre offensive slash line. But I think most fans would also say they would take average offense at third base if it came with great defense and base running, especially from someone like Edman, who is a switch hitter. He isn't going to boost your lineup like crazy, but he is going to give you some much needed improvements in your infield. Nestor Cortez could be an attractive trade piece in this situation, because you're trading 1.5 years of a starting pitcher for 1.5 years of a corner infielder, and the St. Louis Cardinals don't have much pitching, so that makes sense for them as well. The versatility for Edman also doesn't preclude the Yankees from pursuing a bigger bat at a different position, because you can slide Edman all over the infield or even the outfield if the situation called for it. At third base in his career, he has +3 defensive runs saved and +10 outs above average, and at second base, he has +25 defensive runs saved and +21 outs above average in his career. So wherever the Yankees put him, he'll provide a ton of value defensively. Again, it's definitely a risk, but if the medicals are fine and the Yankees decide this is a player that they view highly, they should 100% go after him, because it does look like the Cardinals would entertain trading him. The last player we're going to talk about is Andrew Nardi, a pitcher who I think could really help the Yankees in their bullpen, as while he started the season slow, he has since then turned things around a lot. His 5.18 ERA is extremely misleading, as he has a 2.20 FIP, and if you just remove the 2 outings he had in March, he has a 3.18 ERA. His ability to generate swings and misses from the left-handed side while having a simple fastball slider combination makes him extremely attractive for the Yankees, who have not gotten much production from the left-handed pitchers in their bullpen this year. He has a 28.8% strikeout rate and a 109 stuff plus, which are perfect for what the Yankees are looking for, because he comes with the upside to be a high swing and miss pitcher, and he also has the overwhelming stuff to go out and attack batters from the right and left-handed side. Over the last 2 seasons, Nardi is just one of 8 different left-handed relievers with over 100 strikeouts, and he could be the perfect pickup for the Bronx Bombers bullpen, not just for this year, but for the following seasons. The Yankees would gain 4 more years of control after the 2024 season of Andrew Nardi, and considering the pieces they already have in place with Ian Hamilton, Luke Weaver, Michael Tonkin, and of course Clay Holmes, the nucleus of your bullpen starts to look even deadlier. Hopefully, some other names on the team can step up, whether that's Tommy Canley, Caleb Ferguson, Victor Gonzalez, or the continued sustained production they've gotten from Ron Marinaccio, or they can continue to add arms to the deadline, as they usually do. The Yankees could have a really strong bullpen if they picked up Andrew Nardi, and he could be the perfect left-handed option for this team. Thank you guys for sticking through to the end of the video. If you guys think that any of these 5 players can help the Yankees this deadline, let us know in the comment section below. If there's anybody I missed, again, just let us know in the comment section below. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you guys can stay up to date on Fireside Yankees posts. We appreciate your guys' support, and as we enter the draft and trade deadline, there's going to be plenty of content coming out covering some very important storylines for your New York Yankees. We are your one-stop shop for Yankees content, and if you guys enjoy that kind of stuff, you can follow us on social media as well, on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. You can follow me at Ryan Garcia ESM on Twitter, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody. Let's go, Yankees.
Perfect.